let's go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube real quick, okay? So what we have uploaded to YouTube is, we paid for them, therapy sessions with Emma, right? They're ours. They're our audio that we have transformed into a video form just so that the world can see what we were dealing with. But it's not therapy. That is not therapy. Like, if you didn't know and us saying this is therapy, you would think that this was chummy, some friends talking about business or a relationship, how to deal with another person in relationship. It was never therapeutic. When we confronted her about lies that we were already feeling and feeling like, okay, let's go to that. The lies, the wedding, that was okay. I'm getting all worked up. All right. Let's see. The wedding. She canceled therapy so that she could attend this wedding. And as you heard, she said it's a whole thing. Yeah, but I'm sitting here trying to confront you. Why did you lie to me? I feel as if you lied to me. And then she goes on and on about, her good friend Ashley Judd. And then telling me her good friend Ashley Judd's trauma dumping on me about their story. Nothing about me confronting the issue. Why did you lie to me? What's going on? And their trauma dump of Ashley Judd. She, Emma, being my therapist, should have never explicitly shared with me what she did about Ashley Judd's story. Just saying, yes, the actress Ashley Judd. There's a documentary out there. You can look for it and you will see the story, whether it was true, what Emma shared, or the documentary to which Ashley Judd had shared. Okay, let's do it. Let me try to fill you in. There are so many tentacles in this story, and it dates back to November of 2023. And leading up to our termination of our services with Emma Sunshaw. And we've tried to fill you in with a little bit of timeline. And we created this account because we emerged from social media to give the authenticity as to who we are and our backstory. Those of you that know us from the Healing Together conference, knowing our story from what we have shared, we were entangled with the Adrian Fletcher fiasco. And when in 2023, we were suicidal and reached out to Emily Christensen, and she said she would accept $100 payments each session. That was all fine and good. We were paying out of our HSA account, and okay, like, see, I'm doing it. I'm trying to timeline you when there really is so much to unload and unpack that it's probably not going to make sense to anybody, no matter how many times I try to say it, re-say it. We had told you that she had changed her name in 2024, and that's whenever she became our therapist. Well, then that's whenever we were still continuing to pay out of our HSA because we hadn't met our deductible with health insurance. And an HSA stands for Health Spending Account, which is an account that you use for copays and to try to meet your insurance deductible, right? So all that changed when she changed her name in therapy, we were still very chummy as she represented as Emily Christensen. But at that time, you know, whenever she became my therapist, a licensed provider in my state, because before Emily Christensen was not a provider in my state. She was a provider in the state of Idaho. Because it was telehealth and she changed her name, she then got a license under her current name, Emma Sunshaw, in Missouri, right? So you're already confused. I was on the website. There was an old website. I was paying $30 a month, and I was, the $30 tier plan was paid from my HSA account, as was, I was attending symposiums out of state to Idaho and Washington. That is why we were saying filed the dual complaints in Missouri, Idaho, and Washington, because we are a client that wherever we are and our therapist is, it's therapeutic, as we were paying with our HSA account. Therefore, it was supposed to be a therapeutic presentation of trauma survivors, right? We're in a room with 7 other trauma survivors, and it's a whole thing. We told her in session that we paid with our HSA account. In the community, she then posted, you can pay with your HSA account for the symposium. The symposium in October of 2024. Yep. Yeah, now, see, numbers are going together, dates, times, things. All right. So the thought is, if in October of 24, we went to the symposium and we paid with our HSA card, and then in November, she became a licensed provider in our state, and we were already doing a lot of advertising for her on both of our accounts. We have 2 other YouTube accounts. We have 2 other Instagram accounts. This one is primarily for protection for DID, so that other people in the DID, OSDD community sees exactly who Emma Sunshaw is. All right, so we were advertising. People were coming to her, even at our Healing Together conference. We were advertising there, not unknowingly. Like, we were so gracious that she was our therapist. We were like, woo, we are the golden child. We have the right therapist. This is the one. But it turns out that because we had an Instagram following, we were an artist, we were also the Healing Together presentation, then that's where she latched onto us, and we were, yep, we were an asset. She needed to keep us close so that we would continue to advertise for her, right? Yeah, because she was sitting on this pedestal, right? Because she has the System Speaks podcast, because she has a community. We were even on the podcast at the October symposium. So all this is coming together, right? Same time, you, me, we're all thinking about this. All right, so let's go to the YouTube. We're calling the YouTube Protection for DID. It is audio clippings of our therapy. And just a little side note here, when we are uploading them to YouTube, we're re-listening to it. And our parts are hearing it. And we're realizing, oh, feelings, I'm coming in my feelings. We're coming to terms with how gaslit and the Darvo and all of the things were for us. How it was always, even in therapy that we bought and paid for, was all about her, and how she could spin it to where it was about her. It was our therapy, but how we could better suit her, meet her where she's at. She is telling us how we can work in the community, how we can continue to look for grants in her new S3C Foundation, all the things. And how we were on the old 501c3 of System Speaks, how she gave us this. We've already done it before, but it's tricksy. Like, this is the reason why we uploaded all of that. It is not therapy. It is how this person is gaslighting us in what we paid for. And it was a dual relationship, and how she did us wrong. And even using our story of what we had shared with her after the most recent symposium in 2025 in October. And there was this outburst between us and another participant, which you'll hear over there if you go to the YouTube. And we come home so disgruntled and so sad and heartbroken that we were fighting to be seen, and how our mom used to treat us like that. There was no air in the room. And then later, as the audios continue to be uploaded, timeline, they're not chronological order because, anyway. So even that information that we provided to her about our mother and our history of not being seen, fighting to be seen, and our mom sucking all the air out of the room, that was then utilized to the other person to gain some sort of control, to monopolize and squish me out of the community. Rather than coming to me and saying, hey, you know, you probably shouldn't be in the community anymore because why? Because I was a benefit to you until I closed down all of my Instagram accounts, where I was promoting your gallery with my art, where I was promoting your CE classes, which I sat in, and I'm not a clinical professional that needs education. I'm just a peer support specialist, to which you never fucking paid me for. Let's see. I'm getting feelings. And you're also seeing a lot of me. I'm a colorful girl. Let's see. I think I'll leave it right there. That's enough for now. Bye.